Hey everyone, it's Abaroa for Financial Intelligence Training. It's Saturday, it's October 17th, and it's 2020. We're now at the midpoint of the month and under 3 weeks to the election. Now, I don't particularly like to discuss politics on these posts. However, politics will have implications on the market, and that's what this is about, the markets and your money. So to be clear, I am not being political or lobbying one way or another in my views here. I am looking for the interpretation as to how things may unfold market-wise. Now, I'm really unsure what's going to happen come November, but if Team Blue emerges victoriously, here's what Vice President Biden's tax plan will do and how it may ultimately impact the economy and thus the markets. You know, I've been watching the commercials run and they say, your taxes will only increase if you make over $400,000 a year. It's a lot of money. The thought is this will only impact the wealthy, and perhaps from a tax standpoint, that is true. So anyone making less than $400,000 a year thinks, well, I don't care about that. But what most people don't realize is that they very much do care about that. Say you work for a doctor, and say that doctor makes $450,000 a year, and say that that doctor has 10 people on his or her staff at the practice. Well, that doctor will be hit with a 12% tax increase. Now, if that doctor's been saddled with that, you have to ask yourself, will he or she consider hiring more staff? Will he or she increase wages for their existing staff? Will he or she possibly cut staff? And will he or she be able to give out year-end bonuses? That's from a business owner perspective, right? All the other business owners would think that. But let's switch to the employer mindset. How about a high income earner where the 12% hike is split between employer and employee? Well, the employer just got hit with a 6% cost hike. Well, where will that 6% come from? Will rank and file employees not feel this in their respective wage growth? Will someone's position be eliminated as a result of the hike? And again, I want to be clear, this is not a statement about voting blue or red. This is a statement about how that change will potentially impact the economy and more specifically, your investments. You see, there's a feedback loop that exists between most things, and that loop, it's not always easily recognizable on the surface. For instance, this week, we had some rather important macroeconomic data that was released. And if you've spoken with me about managing portfolio risk, well, you know that I follow the macroeconomic data to assist in portfolio allocations and the importance of the weight that it carries. Well, in this week's data, we had a real divergence in industrial production and retail sales. Friday, the industrial production data sourly disappointed. Numbers came in lower than even the low range of consensus. The street was looking for a 0.4% gain, yet the numbers rang in at minus 0.6. Output remains 7.1 below pre-pandemic levels. This is not the type of wind in the economic recovery sales that one hopes for. Yet, speaking of sales, retail sales were very strong. And if you look at where strength emerged and why, it will make sense to you. The 1.9% jump came as consumers bought clothes, dined at restaurants, and enjoyed some of their hobbies. Well, no kidding. We've been locked up in quarantine. Of course you're going to see that in a rush. Yet, as new COVID cases start to creep back up and stimulus money runs out, what's next? Unemployment may rise as new restrictions are imposed, and without free government dinero, there's no money to spend. And here, another feedback loop presents. As retail sales slow in the future, those on the industrial production side may suffer more, lose their jobs, and then ultimately they can't stimulate on the retail sale side. Now, I'm not convinced that we're on solid footing here, and the macros, they just aren't giving me the warm and fuzzies. Knowing how the macros change and how they can impact markets may greatly help with portfolio allocations. So for those that are interested in more information on the subject, just reach out to my office, drop me a note, and we'll gladly send you a free video lesson on the subject. In the meantime, as always, know your risk, know how you'll manage it, and be prepared to make adjustments as warranted. Stay tuned, everyone. I'm Abaroa. This is Financial Intelligence Training. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day.